Welcome back, everyone, to Doki Literature Club. Weeb game. Oh, man. I don't even know if anyone's watching this. But if you are, this game actually gets pretty interesting. I did some research after the last episode. It actually is pretty fucking disturbing, actually. So, but I'll let you guys figure that out yourselves. Let's get back to it. Hint, you could use the skip button to fast forward through text you've already read. Okay. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot to the cupcake next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole lot of tea. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom. We can't actually skip. Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. By the way, let's take a little bit of time to remember Monica. Okay, she comes into fruition in a big way in the towards the end of the game, and I want you guys to know that. Because she is literally, I don't know how to say it, but she's a big character. So let's keep her in mind throughout the game. That's not insulted Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the Literature Club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Also, Sayori plays a big part in the storyline as well. Pay attention to her. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so that's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. Let me turn the gain down on my mic. Okay, is that better? Perfect. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. I really do need a pop filter for this thing. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all that effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. That is literally the story of my life. I am constantly trying to convince people that I'm fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we could all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah, we'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all are interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. She worked pretty hard to find these three. I'll be real with you. I hate to spoil it, but it gets crazy. It gets pretty crazy. It's probably not going to get crazy this episode, probably next episode and next episode after that. It's going to get pretty crazy. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Lance, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking about after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her fingers. My favorite My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me, and telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious that by the way her eyes light up after that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimum level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really, I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think, or it takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the world you look at the world. The way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Oh, why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud, and gave it back. Fine. None of this really matters. This is all just fucking cutesy bullshit. The story's actually coming pretty quickly. Actually, no, it's not. It takes a while. Everything you do is just as cute as you are. Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet, huh? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to one itself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing them even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea for everyone. Basically, I'm going to skip all of this bullshit. Basically, Monica tells us to go home, write a poem, and everyone fucking bring it tomorrow and share it. Something like that. Just in a lot of fucking words. Also, walking home with Sayori every day. That has a bearing on the story. I think everything in the game has a bearing on the story. At first, when I first did the first episode, I was really apprehensive. It was a weeb game after all. Anime is not my forte at all. But the story is actually really, really good. I don't want you guys to look it up. I know you, Gavin. You're probably going to look it up, being the little person you are. But, yeah, I mean, I don't want you guys, the viewers at home, to look it up, but it's pretty interesting. Part the club room and make her, the whole way my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls, Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be spending every day after school in a large club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances. I'm sure good fortune will find me, and I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Alright, so now I have to write a poem for one of the three girls. I'm going to pick Natsuki, because I know things that you guys don't. The obvious choice would be probably Yuri for most people, but I'm going to write for Natsuki. Natsuki actually has a pretty simple vocabulary, but she also likes things. Actually, no, I'm going to write for Sayori. She has the biggest bearing on the story, so... basically... Oh, okay. I already fucked it up. Okay. There we go, Sayori. Hurt. Look, just pay attention also to the words that each of these people like. Pleasure is going to be Yuri. Pink is going to be Natsuki. Chocolate, Misfortune. There we go. Silly. There we go. Fear. Basically, emotions are going to be Sayuri's thing. Cheer. Suicide. Look who jumps. What, Raggy? Okay, I just wanted to show you guys that. Scars. That's gonna be Sayori as well. Joy. It's gonna be Sayori. Death. That's gonna be Sayori as well. Sparkle. It's gonna be Sayori as well. Both of these bitches can go fuck off. Lucky, Sayori, Sweet, Smile, Beauty, and Boop. Oh, that's one for Warm. There you go. Cute. Alright, I already fucked that up. But mostly they were Sayori. Hi again, Lance. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. No, you don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Lance. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst in Literature Club when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sorry, you told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year, and last year, too. So I probably should have chose Natsuki, actually. I'm kind of regretting my decision now, because Sayori is always going to like us. That's just the story plot. But Natsuki, actually, if we get her to like us, we could actually change some things in the plot. So what I'm probably going to do... Oh man, never mind. I'm just gonna stick with Sayori. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then we won't see the end of it. You won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Manga? Natsuki finds herself, by the way, it's Natsuki, not Natsuki, finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, you guys. Lance always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy works without even asking, like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. You almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. Oh, come on. You and Lance can become good friends, too. Sayori... Okay, let's get to the poem sharing part. Basically, we have to choose who to share a poem with. That means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. Blah, 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 blah. This is all pretty much pointless right now, what they're saying. It's the actions that the actual player takes that will actually have a bearing on the different branches of the story. By the way, there's going to be a second game of this in this series. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging in the closet. Okay. Man, it looks like one of the the nearest desk. How am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature related to my... Yuri also gives us a book. I guess I could always read some of Yuri's book gave me, and I'm feeling a little too tired to read. I could probably fall asleep right now. I close my eyes and end up listening in on Sayori's conversation with Monica. We're probably going to seem really lame compared to all the other clubs, though. Well, we can't give up. By the way, I watched someone play this, and this is already different. It's probably because I chose to write for Sayori, so we'll see. The problem is that the idea of a literature club sounds too dense and intellectual, but it's not like that at all, you know. We just need a way of showing that to others. Something that speaks to their creative minds. That doesn't solve the problem, though. What do you mean? Even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, nobody will come in the first place if it's a literature event, so it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know. And after they come, we can do the thing to speak to their creative minds. What's this? So we're taking this really seriously. It's rare to hear her deliberating like this. That's a good point. In that case, do you think food will do the trick? What kind of? Well, I guess we could... Cupcakes! Good thinking. Natsuki would love to do that. You're right. Natsuki makes the best cupcakes. That works out perfectly. That wasn't why you suggested it. Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy. Cupcakes it is then. I'm hungry. Anyway, we still need to work out the details of the event itself. I find myself smiling, and the insider is still her usual self, but there lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all, Sayori can put her mind to things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I ended up letting her get on my case about things. I can't help but wonder what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. Whoa, I opened my eyes to find Sayori's face filling my vision. I nearly fall on my chair. Sorry. Wait. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This isn't the napping club. Does your school have a napping club? You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in a club, you're gonna have less time for anime, you know. You'll need to get used to it. Don't say that so loud. I glance over my shoulder to see if Monica overheard. It's true, though. Yeah, I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayori. It's not what I do best. It's what I do best. That's a problem. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you? That oversleeping thing. Let's not gloss over that. That's an important plot point. Not every day. That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time? It's a secret. I knew it. Come on, at least give me the benefit of the doubt. I can't even do that. Look, Sayori, it's written all over you. Sayori glanced around at herself. How is it written all over me? You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look, your hair is sticking out all around. I run my fingers down the side of Sayori's hair, trying to straighten it out. Man, you really need a brush for this. Okay, now I didn't realize it was gonna get this sensual between me and Sayori after I wrote that poem for her. Okay, whatever. My hair is just really hard to get right. I won't fall for that. There's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't straight either, and there's a toothpaste stain on your collar right here. I try to wipe off the stain with my fingers. Nobody would even notice that. Of course they would. Nobody's gonna tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. You know, I'm kind of a dick, but she still likes me. Okay, fortunately, I really don't care about that. Hey, you meanie, and you don't even keep your blazer buttoned up. Seriously, Sayori, why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet? That was a dick move. That's super mean. Sorry, but you'll thank me later. I start to button up her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind. Okay, well, that's this is so funny. What is? Well, I see how it is to have friends does these kinds of things, Don't say that. You'll make me feel weird about it, stupid. It's okay, though. I'm happy we're like this. I'm really tall. Or she's really short, aren't you? I guess. Hey, be careful. The button might come off. Why is this so hard to close? I struggle to fully close the button near her chest. Titties. Does this thing even fit you properly? It did when I bought it. Sigh. If you ever buttoned it, you wouldn't have noticed sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore. What are you smiling about? It means my boobs got bigger again. Don't say that out loud. I told you. Titties. Anyway, you look much better now. So, why does it feel so strange to see blaze up like that? But it's so stuffy. It's not worth it at all. Sayori hastily unbuttons her blazer once more. Phew. It's so much better. Well, that's so much better. Sayori puts her arms out and twirls around. So if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right? What kind of logic is that? And why are you saying that like it's a good thing? Because if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't even let you do things like this. And you take care of me better than anyone else would anyway. So that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned. Stop saying all these embarrassing things. I didn't say anything embarrassing. Jeez. Well, anyway, just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier. Only if you focus on going to bed earlier. Fine. It's a deal. I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves. Yeah, I guess so, huh? So maybe you should come and wake me up in the morning. You're doing it again, Sayori. But I was joking at time. Man, it's impossible to tell you with you sometimes. Okay, everyone. Monica suddenly calls out. So, if I had written it, I don't know the Natsuki storyline very well. And no one hardly ever chooses Natsuki. That's why I considered it. But basically, if this would all be different, like entirely different, if we had chosen to write for Yuri. Why don't we share the poems we wrote now? Yay, Lance, I can't wait to read yours. Yeah, same. I fail to sound enthusiastic, but Sayori still trots away to achieve her poem. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah? My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find more inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share it with? I can't wait. Alright. So I'm not going to share it. It's the loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Okay, so I'm not going to share it with Sayori. That's who we're going to go for the entire game, by the way. But I'm going to share it with Natsuki first. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday because I think I got 3 of Natsuki and 1 of Yuri, and then all of the rest are for Sayori. It's probably only fair if I shared mine with her first. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions, so basically it's not cute enough for your taste. Do you want to get smacked? Yes. Please, Daddy. I'll pass. Sigh. Well, anyways, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Alright, I'm not gonna... eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try about that. But that's about it. Okay, cool. Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna get it. You weren't gonna like it. This is going on 21 minutes already. I like it. What? Just be honest. I think I'm gonna make this about, like... I'm gonna try and make it under 30 minutes. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't that the point of poems, for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay, like I set up for the first couple. I think this first round of poems doesn't really matter. It's only the second round of poems and the third round of poems that actually matter. That's what I mean to be pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with the last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Alright, now we're going to share it with Yuri. Peter says that the poem minute passes more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh. Sorry, I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. So it's that bad. No. Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are typical of new writers. Okay, so basically she just lectures us and gives some pointers on our fucking poem that no one gives a fuck about. I'm gonna skip all this bullshit. Cutesy bullshit. Okay, ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing, it must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. Alright, no one gives a fuck. We're gonna show you Sayori last. I think that's how we should do it. But I'm not sure. Actually, we're going to show Monica last. So we're going to go to show Sayori next. Oh my goodness. This is so good, Lance. I love it. I had no idea you were such a good writer. Sayori, you must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either. Jeez. Yuri's opinion was way more constructive than this. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people you know. So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's a Lance poem. And that makes it feel extra special. Like I can feel your feelings in it. Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird, Sayori. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. Reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Lance. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Try new things like this for other people. That's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah. And I'm going to make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be the way of thanking you. By the way, I hope there are actually voice actors in the next game. That actually will cost money, so the game probably won't be free. I don't know if I'm okay with that, but whatever. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that. Yay, now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear Sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above. The sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Okay. That was actually alright. I didn't mind it. That's not actually what my character's saying. That's what I'm saying. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to yes or no question. By the way, I'm messing with her because I could tell she wrote it this morning before breakfast. So. This was so much fun. Monarch's the best. Yeah. Don't forget, I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Alright, we left with the devil bitch. Hi, Lance. Look at how she fucking stands. She is a demon. You could tell from the eyes. I'm just kidding. I don't want to spoil it. Having a good time so far. Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new here and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we could do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up. Okay. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. By the way, did you guys notice that when I was writing the poem, I couldn't write it for Monica? Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Lance. We're all a little bit embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would like. Is that so? You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sorts of things. If you had those sorts of things in common. Well. We may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different. Well, that may be the case, but maybe there are also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you. It sounds like the two of you really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in a different way, in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you'd think. So I think that's the kind of vibe I get when I'm reading your poem. You sure you're not reading it into it too much? I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori's writing has kind of a gentle feel to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too? Remember that shit, dear. You keep that in fucking mind. Yeah, that's totally unexpected. Well, to each their own, and you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a bit biased toward their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you want to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Okay. Hole in the wall. I don't like that. Okay. Glory hole. Anyways, I'm probably going to end the episode after I read this poem. It couldn't have been me. See the direction of the spackle protrudes? A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind like a film left out in the sun, but it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It wasn't too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he, or on the other side, was looking in. Alright, so what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask your feedback. That's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Oh my god, my mind just blanked. I couldn't remember what I was about to say. Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany. Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this: if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for the day. Thanks for listening. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. Well, that was a little more stressful than I anticipated, and that is where I'm going to cut off this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Doki Doki Literature Club. I know it's a weeb game. I know it's anime. I know it's manga, whatever it's fucking called. But I hope you guys really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to show you the next episode because the next episode is going to get fucking crazy. Let's go.